Hi everyone, welcome to the pedagogy. Today we are going to cover the 7th unit of NCERT Geography. In this chapter, we are going to see the length and breadth of India and its versatile physical feature in depth. So let's begin. The total area of the Indian subcontinent is 3.28 million square kilometer. India is the second populated country in the world and it comprises a mass population of 130 crore people. The distance between Kashmir and Kanyakumari is 3,200 km and from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh it is 2,900 km. India is a peninsular continent as it is surrounded by water on three sides. From the global perspective, India falls on the eastern hemisphere and Tropic of Cancer almost passes in its center. From south to north, it extends from 8 degree 4 north and 37 degree 6 north latitude. And from west to east, it extends between 68 degree 7 east and 97 degree 25 east longitude. India has a long extent of 29 degree, that is approximately 30 degree. We know every 15 degree have a time difference of 1 hour. Here the approximation is 30 degree, therefore the difference is 2 hours. The sun rises 2 hours earlier in Arunachal Pradesh than in Gujarat that lie in west. For our easy convenience, the Indian Standard Time is taken and we have covered this in the second lesson. India has 7 neighboring countries and it shares its land boundary with them. They are Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh and Myanmar, and India's island neighbors are Sri Lanka and Maldives. India has 28 states and 8 union territories, and Delhi is the national capital. States are formed mainly on the basis of language. Rajasthan is the largest state by size and Goa is the smallest. Every states are further divided into districts. The physical features of India are highly unique. They are bounded by Himalayas in north, and to the south of Himalayas there are northern plains. On the west, it has Great Indian Desert, and from there towards south, plateaus and coastal plains. Also, it has islands, and the country is bounded by Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean, and Arabian Sea. Himalayas are covered with ice sheets, and in contrast, Great Indian Desert is extremely hot. Because of the varied climatic conditions across, the vegetation and wildlife differ too. For example, fruits like strawberry are best to get cultivated in hill region, whereas crops like wheat and rice need sunlight. Likewise, wildlife also differs. Snow leopard, musk deer are found in Himalayas. Camels, large lizards, and snakes are spotted in deserts. Every state has its own language, dance forms, culture, and traditions. Binding the diversities together make us into one nation, thus it has unity in diversity. Now, let's see the India's physical feature one by one. In the north of India, there comes Himalayas. These mountains are capped with snow, and the term Himalaya means abode of snow. The topmost Himalayan region is said as Greater Himalaya or Himadri. The world's tallest peaks are in this range. The next comes Middle Himalaya, otherwise said as Himachal. Tourist spots like Ladakh, Dharamshala, etc. are located here. And the lower range is Shivalik. To the south of Himalayas come northern plains. It is a flatland and have a high deposits of alluvial soil. They are very fine particles. The plains are formed by the deposits of river Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra and its tributaries. Tributaries are nothing but a water body that contributes its water to a large river. And northern plains are one of the highly populated region. Next comes Great Indian Desert. It is too hot and has a lengthy stretches of land, and also vegetation is very scarce. To the south of northern plains come Peninsula Plateau, and it is triangular in shape. They are rich in minerals and have high mountain ranges and valleys. One of the oldest range is Aravalli Range. Then comes Vindhya and Satpura Range. River Narmada and Tapi flow from them, and these are west flowing rivers and they finally drain into Arabian Sea. And to the west of plateaus come Western Ghats, also known as Sayadris, and on the east comes Eastern Ghats. On this diagram, you can see Western Ghats are a continuous range, whereas Eastern Ghats are broken and are uneven. To the west of Western Ghats and east of Eastern Ghats come coastal plains as they are bordered by sea. You can observe coastal plains in west are narrow, but the one in east are broad. Rivers like Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri are east flowing rivers and they get drained in Bay of Bengal. Sundarban Delta is formed at the junction of river Ganga and Brahmaputra while they flow into Bay of Bengal. Sundarban is a mangrove area. It stretches from the Indian state West Bengal to the Baleshwar River in Bangladesh. And the last comes island. Indian islands are grouped into two, Andaman and Nicobar Island in Bay of Bengal and Lakshadweep in Arabian Sea. Lakshadweep is otherwise said as Coral Island. Corals are the skeletons of a marine animal called polyps. New polyps develop on its hard skeletons, thus they grow in size. As the island is large in corals, they are said as coral islands. And Andaman and Nicobar Island had the India's lowest point known as Indra Point. It was completely submerged into the water during the tsunami attack of 2004. So we have come to an end. Hope the lesson is useful and I will see you on our next good video.